No, look at this thing. Hot garbage. That is the jiggliest, unsecured. What is going on? Listen, I get asked in some of my videos, especially ones where I have the tent deployed and the awning and things, you know, once you get the Gladiator to camp and all this stuff is deployed, how do you leave? You know, how do you go adventure farther? How do you get back to town if you need some supplies or, you know, things along that line? So this is actually not that video. But what I'm doing in this video is adding something to that arsenal that I've missing to kind of make it easier, especially when it's just more than myself. In the bike rack range, your choices are, you go to Walmart. I went to Walmart. They have an $89 rack there. It is the skinniest pipe, flimsy, like weirdest. You know, I was set on that's all I'm going to pick up. That's all I really need. And when I got there and took a look at it, I couldn't believe kind of how crappy it was for the price. So I'm like, you know what? Listen, putting several $1,000s worth of bikes in the back of this thing. We want to make sure everything's sturdy. Let's run by a box store, Dick's or REI, and let's kind of see what they got there. Well, they have really nice stuff there. Really nice stuff. Unfortunately, it starts at about $350 and it works its way up to $750. And if you know anything about this channel, the idea of a lot of the products I talk about or I own myself is, what is that sweet spot where you're getting a premium product, but maybe it's an entry-level version, or maybe it's a diamond in the rough product where, you know, like it's just a great price on something that's a lot more sturdy and better than you thought it was going to be. So it led me to Amazon, and of course Amazon has the same gamut of products. You can get $59 flimsy spaghetti little metal racks, and then you can buy all the big name Thule, Yakimas, things of that nature. You know, I mean, of course the one I want is $699. I just don't have the budget for that. So looking up and down the pages of Amazon, I came across Hollywood Racks. Now, Hollywood Racks is a little thicker product. I'm going to get the camera a little bit closer and you'll be able to see the size of the pipe and the things like that. But had a little bit of more cladding instead of just hoops. They sell a variety. Now, they have this 2-bike version we're going to look at today is $199. They do a 4-bike version for $349. And then they also have an e-bike version, which holds considerably more for $699. And that's going to be, you know, more like 100-pound bikes, things like that. The particular model I have here today is 70 pounds, 35 pounds each bike. The unit itself weighs 25 pounds. So it's not going to be a problem on your hitch, things like that, if you have a light hitch. So I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer. We'll take a little bit of a look at this and get some of the measurements, some of the things. I just pulled it straight out of the box. I took a little bit of the plastic wrap off of it. Very easy to assemble so far. It comes in 2 pieces. This part came, and then it is the hitch part that mounts onto it. So it doesn't look like it's going to be hard to put together. Let's take a look at some of the quality, non-quality of the bars and things like that and see what we think. All right, now that we got it on the bench right here, let's take a peek at some of this stuff. Total length, you're probably looking at 45 inches, something like that from end to end. I said this one's a little different. Some of the ones I looked at were longer. They had a basket that sits on either side that your tires kind of fall into. And this is a little more of the tires sit up on this slant piece right here. So from edge to edge here, we're talking front to back, we're talking 1 foot. It's 12 inches from side to side, so it's a nice compact little unit. They have this tower that comes up that you're going to be using to secure your bike to. She is 20 inches tall from the base itself here. These little brackets that hold your bike in, you know, they come in probably 16, 17 inches of that to get up to height. Let's talk about the tubing itself. The tubing that they're using for it is just over, it's about 1 inch and 1.25 inch wide, nice rectangle tubing, and then you're looking at about an inch, just under an inch for the side profile of it, rectangled. So very sturdy. The mounts are actually bolted in several places on the rack itself, so it's nothing like suspended loose or things like that, like some of the others I had looked at. So overall, the idea of very sturdy. This folds up like this, and then there is a bracket right here that clips into place, as you can see here, and that is going to hold this up and down so that there's no jiggling around with any of your bikes. These straps look very sturdy, rubberized on the inside, rubberized on the outside. Same thing with these straps that go around your tire, is they all have this collar that's about halfway down. Actually, it's adjustable. And once you fold it over, this should be able to protect the inside of your rims. They're painted, they're beautiful, whatever have you. Right, so what I gotta do now is I have to mount the hanging bracket to it, and we'll bring it out to the truck and we'll see how it looks hanging from the vehicle. All right, they gave you this nice little cap. Put that through there. Some of the holes I have discovered were a little tight. They don't need to be drilled necessarily, but they're a little tight in there. Washer, a nylock bolt. I hate them with a passion. I generally try to trade out anything with a nylock for just a regular bolt. And some Loctite. They do give you a little wrench to take care of all this stuff. You don't actually need any kind of tools out of this box. Oh. Let's see here. All right, you're gonna need the Allen screw. Well, that's not the one. They give you two different Allen keys, one with a screwdriver on it, one regular one. The one with the little screwdriver on it is gonna be what fits in this top screw here, so that you can screw this nylock on. There you go. All right, so it seems like they give you this threaded mount, and they give you a nice screw that threads in there and gets all locked down tight or what have you. That should seem pretty sturdy, right? No, look at this thing. Hot garbage. That is the jiggliest, unsecured I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and read the instructions one more time, because there's no way that can be right. It's even backing the screw out of itself that's supposedly screwed in. So I'm gonna pause this video, see if there's something I did wrong, and then we're gonna take a look back at it. All right, so yes, in fact, I was doing something wrong. Inside of this pin right here, it is threaded on the inside of there. And I threaded it through enough to, you know, to be able to put the cap on and things like that. You get this little wrench right here. And this wrench is to completely tighten it down. And then once you have it completely tightened down, it's way better. Now the jiggling is coming from this. This thing was flailing all over, nothing now. So we're back to being okay. All right, so let's look at this feature and get just a couple of measurements off of it. So on this side right here, there is a screw with a handle on it. This side here, we got a pin that is in there very tight. Once you pull the pin out, this unscrews. She's in there real snug, apparently. Oh, that's a lot of screwing. All right, so once that pin is out, this rotates to this position here, at which point you put the screw back in, and now you're in the upright position. And so, let's see, from the back of your truck to where this point is, you're talking 15 inches. This is up about a foot from your tailgate, something like that there. And then simple, that's just for driving around storage, I guess, you know. So simple is pop it back down, throw the pin back in the down position. Now this unit does not collapse this way so that you can open your tailgate with your bikes on it. It's just not going to happen. What we'll do is, in a little while, once I have bikes on it, we'll look and see if you get any clearance on it, kind of what it looks like. For right now, we'll slide it. Let's get her set back up in this position here. You'd have your bikes up top here on this tower, you know, and if you didn't have a bike on this side at all, you can actually get your tailgate open. Depending on what your pedal situation is going to look like over here. But your tailgate will definitely still come open. All right, so I've got a few things that are coming up, whether it be in the instructions or whether you're loading up on it. Okay, so they say to set the first bike front towards your driver's side and your second bike towards the passenger side. This is basically just because the way the train sets up your chain. They want your chain and everything to be on the outside so that you can get a little bit closer. For some reason you got like a dirt bike or you have a mountain bike that's set up a chain on the left-hand side that are out there, you would set it up the opposite way. Essentially, it's just you want your sprockets to be on the outside so you get a little closer to that. And then some adjustments for maybe it hooks up to your seat post, maybe it hooks up to the base, but these rotate. So mine is going to be slightly in this position, I guess, because I'm going to have to end up mounting it to my frame, to my front down tube. So let me throw it up here and take a see how secure it looks before this rain kicks in. So now I have it up on top of there. I had it slanted sideways to kind of line up with this here. So like I said, I just rotated this piece into position. You can hear it clicking as I get it lined up to where I want it. Let's get that pedal out of the way. And then essentially you're just gonna adjust your little grommet here. Your little rubber holder keeps you from scratching anything. Get that lined up where you might want it. Get that pulled in tight. And we're good to go. I mean, honestly, it's actually pretty in there, pretty nice. All right, so instructions say if you only have one bike running, mount it on the inside here. And this is why I think I'm gonna not. Because currently, I can still get my tailgate open. All right, let's hit on one point really fast. I got the tray mounted ones where the bike sits on top of it and then sits up against this little bracket right here. Some of them have a hook, some of them have this centerpiece, what have you. I pretty much all I have left, except for one of my old dirt bikes, is they're carbon fiber frames. And I am not real excited about those ones that hang the carbon fiber from the center tube here, and things are flying and bouncing all around. Now, you know, this is going to be shaky too, and this is clamped into carbon fiber itself right here next to the bottom bracket, next to the bottom of the triangle. I feel it's going to be a little sturdier. Those ones that just hold out and then you lay your bike across the top of it, I'm just concerned about cracks under the frame. So that's why I went with this tray one at the bottom. And like I said, of the ones I looked into, you know, cosmetically, aesthetically, price-wise, availability to me, things like that, I needed to find something that was going to be budget but better. So this is what we decided to go with. Hollywood Racks. Take a peek at it. There's going to be a link in my description for my affiliate link. I got a couple more videos I'm going to put up right here behind me. Take a peek at them. Maybe you join the channel. Maybe you like a video, maybe you subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take it easy.